So, before I get started, I want to say the Republicans' text game is on fleek. Can I say that? I know I'm old school. It's 0 to 100. It's, man, let me take it back to old school. They text game is bad. I know I signed up for texts from Donald Trump's campaign. I believe it was in 2016-ish, maybe a little bit earlier. I know I received 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 texts a week for the last 4 years. And I'm not totally sure if I signed up for the Democratic or Hillary's text, but I don't receive any text from the Democrats. So I just went to Joe Biden's site today and I signed up. So I want to see how the Democrats' text game is as well. Let me go through this real quick. I want to tell you the top 10 reasons Trump will win the 2020 election. Now, these are my top 10 reasons after listening to talk radio, doing small research, looking at the Democrats, looking at the Republicans. I only glanced at the DNC and the RNC. I didn't really take that much time to watch that program. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, give you a disclaimer, and then I'm going to quickly go through the list, and then I'll go back and discuss some things about how I came up with this list and what it means to me. Okay, guys, first of all, I'm Greg Reese. I got popular on the World Wide Web back in 2008, when I did the Obama rap, McCain rap, Sarah Palin rap, and Joe Biden rap. It was pretty cool. So now I'm going to have a disclaimer. I had the Joe Biden rap, which was fairly popular back in 2008. It was recently tweeted by Joe Biden's granddaughter, Naomi Biden. So that's kind of gave it another surge. It was getting a little surge because I just put it back out online again, but it was getting a little surge. Now it's just getting a greater surge. So who knows what it is. So that's the disclaimer. A little bit more about myself. I voted with the Democratic Party for most of my life. I'm 48, since 18, which I believe my first election would have been 92, which would have been Clinton. I turned 18 in 90. That's right. I turned 18 in 90, and I believe I went on to vote in 92. I think that's right. So I've always voted Democratic except for 2004. I was a registered Republican. It didn't last long. Of course, Obama came. You know that story. So let's get on with the top 10 reasons why Trump will win the 2020 election. First of all, and these are not in any certain order, but you know your own importance, and I'll tell you the importance to me when we get to the end. So number one, the Democratic Party is divided, and they need to come together now. That's number one. Number two, the Republican Party wants Trump to win, and they want to remain in power. The second reason. Number three, Trump has been using the White House as a backdrop for his 2020 campaign and marketing strategy, and it's working. Number four, a large number of registered voters believe in Trump. They're not necessarily Democrats or Republicans or independents, but they believe in Trump. Number five, most Democrats will not vote early, and they will wait until the last minute, which is going to cause trouble when they're casting their votes. Number six, Trump and his party will contest the election results. That's a given. And these next three, 7, 8, 9, are tied to COVID-19, coronavirus. Number 7, COVID-19 has slowed the momentum and the motivation for the majority of voters. And I'm going to go into that a little bit detail at the end. Number 8, reducing the effects of COVID-19 now or as soon as possible will be a plus for the Trump campaign. And 99% of the citizens want to reduce and defeat COVID-19 now or as soon as possible. So if they do it in the next 2 to 3 months and they make great strides, that's going to be a plus in Trump's column. Number 9, even the people that don't want to vote for Trump will vote for him because they believe they shouldn't switch leaders in this national pandemic or worldwide pandemic. I don't know why they believe that. Sometimes you have one leader and you say, hey, we got to get moving to another leader. But I know that's going to be a reason. And number 10, Trump says and does things that the majority of the people want to do and want to say. And that makes him popular with the majority of the voters, of registered voters. And let me explain some of them to you. So there you go. That's my top 10 reasons why Trump will win the 2020 election. And I'll explain number 10 to you right off. Sometimes we get angry. Sometimes we have even hatred in our minds and our thought process. And we want to do things, but our mind just says, nah, don't do that. Be cool, be humble. But Trump says and does things that people want to do. I will defeat this. That's something I want to say. Whatever this is, something that's bothering me, I want to defeat it. And he speaks like that. And people, he's a voice of the people, believe it or not, a voice of the people. Okay, let's pick another one. The Democratic Party is divided, and they need to come together now. I listen to Democratic talk radio, and it's amazing how divided they have been with the vice presidential pick, Kamala Harris, and how divided they have been with Joe Biden. And yeah, you see some Republicans against Trump, but I see the majority of people that are on the Republican or independent side that are for Trump, they're for Trump. They're not divided, they're focused, and they're moving on. Number 2, the Republican Party wants him to win, and they want to remain in party. You know how that goes. I mean, and that's anybody with a goal and determination, you can win. Look what happened in 2016. They had a goal, they had determination. The numbers weren't totally right, but he won. And here he is. Number 3, Trump has been using the White House for his 2020 campaign and marketing strategy. But the White House, this American political symbol for not only freedom but power, he's there on the line. And I saw an image and it just looked American. It looked regal. It looked, okay, there's the White House. We know what that's a symbol of. And it's a marketing strategy and it's working. Why I'm talking about that, and I saw a little bit of the RNC. I heard Mr. Biden talking because I was doing some work, so I had to listen to it online. But I saw President Obama speaking, and it was great speech. But the backdrop, it wasn't the Obama crowd pleaser. He had the speech, but the crowd wasn't Grant Park on 2008, November 4th or whatever date it was. But my understanding, again, I didn't watch the whole thing, but my understanding by just looking at the pictures, that's what being in front of the White House or the back of the White House, whichever direction it was, that's what was powerful.